Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Dom if you are new here, and in today's video we're going to be doing my 2023 eyeshadow palette ranking. I only have 8 palettes to talk about. I didn't purchase that many eyeshadow palettes in 2023, so we don't have much to go through. I just want to preface this by saying I don't hate any of these palettes, to be honest. I feel like most of them were pretty good that I tried this year. So yeah, with that little bit out of the way, if you guys like this sort of content, please give this video a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to my channel to see more of my face and more makeup related content. All right, this is probably going to be my last video of 2023, and maybe my first one of 2024. I don't know, just depending on how this uploads. But we're going to go ahead and start with the 8th palette. This is the ABH Cosmos palette. I specifically placed this one in 8th place because I'm just not a huge neutrals fan. I like bright, colorful eyeshadow. I like dark, grungy eyeshadow. And this just, to me, like, it's pretty, but it's nothing that I would like reach for every day. I think this is perfect for a person who wants to add some pops of color to their normal makeup routine, or they like neutrals but they just want to add a few little fun pops of color throughout. So I think this is a good one for that. The formula is good, the shades are pretty, but it's just not necessarily my color story, my first color story that I would choose from. So that is why this one is number 8. Okay, moving on, this is the Odin's Eye Hey Reindeer palette coming in at number 7. I loved the idea of this color story. However, I think the formula was just a little bit lacking. I preferred this color story over the Anastasia one, so that is why this one is one above. But some of the shimmers didn't perform as well, and then some of the lighter shades I had issues with. But I think the palette is really pretty, and I do think it's very wintry. I liked the look that I created with this one. Most of these palettes I have videos up using and trying out, except for one palette that I'm going to mention because I just recently purchased that one. But if you want to see my thoughts and opinions on this one, then definitely go check out my video featuring this one. But I think it is still super pretty. Like I said, I don't hate any of these palettes, but I just think there are a couple things that I would change about it that didn't make this one a 10 out of 10 for me. All right, coming in at number 6 is the Scooby-Doo and Glamlight palette, the Creeps and Crawls. I haven't tried Glamlight's newest palettes in a while. I love this color story. I think it's super pretty. However, it is limited based on the shades that you get. So that's the only reason that this one is in number 6, because the formula is amazing. The shimmers work very beautifully. I love the look that I created with this. So that's the only reason that this one is number 6, because you do have a very limited shade selection, and there's no light in a corner shade. I love a lighter in a corner shade. That's just like my favorite thing ever in a palette to really complete the look. So yes, that is why this one is not ranked higher in my ranking. Alrighty, moving on to the 5th palette. It's actually one that I'm wearing currently. This is kind of like an honorable mention as well, but I've tried the formula before. But this is the Melt Cosmetics Muerte palette. This is the only palette that I do not have a video up on my channel using. It is so pretty. The formula, I really enjoy it. The mattes are super nice. These shimmers are not, compared to some of the other palettes that I'm talking about, are not, like, they're different. They're not overly shimmery. They have a really, it's what I'm wearing currently. As you can see, they're pretty, but they're not like those super like multi-chromey shades. They're not really like that. They're just like a really traditional shimmer shade, similar to like the formula in like the Gemini palette and some of their other palettes. But I thought this palette was so pretty, and I'm so glad that I finally picked it up. But yeah, it is the palette that I'm using currently on my eyes. I love the mattes in here, especially like these. These are so pretty, and then the reds, I just had to, like, I have been eyeing this palette for years, honestly, and I saw that it was on their website, so I decided to order it and pick it up before it is gone forever. But yeah, this is the number 5 placeholder. All right, coming in at number 4. I love this brand and I'm debating putting an order in because they're having a sale currently, but this is the Blend Bunny Sugar and Grunge palette. I like the matte colors in here. I like the shimmers. I do like some of the lighter tones. Is this my favorite Blend Bunny palette? No, I definitely prefer my Surge palette, which is also still in stock. If you are looking for the Surge palette, it is online on their website. It is still available. It is still available on their Blend Bunny website, so definitely check it out. My only gripe was that these two shimmers, they're pretty in the pan and they're actually pretty on the eyes as well, but they don't transfer as pigmented. Like, this isn't super orangey on the lid. Like it's a very light champagne-y kind of color. So I just think with both of these, like, one's a cool tone and one's more of like a warm tone, but they're not super pink or they're not super orange, so that is why I didn't rank this one higher. And this just wasn't like my favorite palette ever from them, but I still really enjoyed it nonetheless. Like, the formula is great. But yeah, so this is actually a really good companion palette to the Surge palette. I did a video using both of them together. But yeah, this is the Blend Bunny Sugar and Grunge palette. It's like 90s themed. But yeah, I enjoyed this one. Okay, coming in at number 3. The only reason I think this one came in at number 3 for me was because of the shimmers and the Sugar and Grunge. I wish they were a little bit different, and I wasn't in love with like all of the shades. But if I really was in love with these two shades, if these two were like perfect, then I definitely think this palette would have beat out this next one I'm going to talk about. And this is the Haunted palette by Gourmand Girls and Doodles by the Bunny. This one released during Halloween time, and it is very pretty. Like, the shimmers in here are so pretty. The mattes are pretty as well. They're just like your kind of like average grungy shades, but these shimmers are so pretty. I just love them, especially like this green one here. Like, this one is so pretty. Like, all of them are gorgeous. Like, this little section here just brings me so much happiness. So I think it is a very pretty palette, and that is why I ranked it at number 3. Moving on to my top 2, we're in the final stretch. This one I absolutely love. The only reason why I did not rank this one higher is because it does not have a lighter inner corner shade. I have to have a lighter inner corner shade, and then I have to have like a deeper matte shade in a palette for me to just absolutely love it. This one has the deeper mattes, but it is missing like a lighter inner corner shade, and this is the Bella Beauty Bar Bejeweled palette. This one is absolutely stunning. I love mine so much. It is so pretty. But and one of the shadows broke in mine. Like, it completely fell out, but it was like a green matte shade, so that's a little bit of a bummer. But other than that, I really wish this had like a lighter inner corner highlighter shade, but it doesn't, so that is okay. But other than that, this palette is just so beautiful. This brand is honestly like one of my favorite brands that I've tried of 2023. I didn't try out a ton of new makeup in 2023 as far as like eyeshadow palettes go, but this is definitely one that made me aware of them and I wanted to keep purchasing from. So this is number 2, the Bejeweled. Alright, moving on to the first one. This is also by Bella Beauty Bar, and this is the Recently De-Influenced palette. I love this palette so much. One of my shades is also like breaking in here, so I don't know if there's some of their mattes are just like a little bit more fragile than others, but I definitely broke 2 of the shades. I broke one matte in one palette, one in the other one, so just be gentle with them. I definitely won't be traveling with these palettes, but they're just so pretty. This is my favorite. This literally has everything that I would want in like a palette. Like, although it doesn't have like any blue mattes, which is something that I also really do enjoy in eyeshadow palettes, when I really want something super easy and to create and while still being creative, I love tones like this that I can use, and I love like these super holographic-y shades that are in palettes like this, and I've never tried a formula quite like theirs before. So I was so excited to try this. This was also my first palette from Bella Beauty Bar, and I cannot wait to continue trying their palettes. So this was the palette that claimed the #1 spot for 2023 as far as eyeshadow palettes go. Just to show you like what I mean by like the formula is different between like these kind of shimmers versus the Melt Cosmetics ones, because the Melt Cosmetics ones are really pretty as well, but they're not like holographic-y like this. They're more kind of like on that metallic-y shimmer side. So like here is like one of the Bella Beauty Bar ones. It's very holographic-y. And I'm gonna see if I can swatch something kind of similar. We'll swatch this one and this one. So this is the shade Angelito. It's kind of like a thicker metallic shade. And this is like the lightest shade in that palette. So comparatively, you can see they're a little bit more like the metallic-y shades. So yeah, but that concludes this video. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I didn't have any eyeshadows to talk about, but these are some of my favorite products. Like I said in the intro, I don't hate any of these products. If I ranked one of your favorite palettes like lower, don't feel bad. I'm glad that you love it. I wish that I loved it too. I just loved other things more. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye friends, and I hope you are having a great start to 2024.